Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm headed to Philadelphia today for an investment conference, which happens on May 19th, by the way. And I was reading on Instagram about this interesting, pretty controversial statement made by D.L. Hughley. D.L.'s a friend of mine, and I respect him, and I don't think anybody has to agree with everything somebody says for you to be friends. And D.L. and I have disagreed, on different things, but I just respect him a lot. And I respect anybody that has the courage to share a point of view that I know isn't going to be very popular. Well, what DL said on his page was really interesting. He said that, it said something like breaking news. Women don't want the government to force them to be mothers, but they do want the government to force them to be fathers. Now, that was really a fascinating statement because it sounded like he's basically saying, that those who are upset about, changes in abortion laws and things like that, which again, it's everybody's right to have their opinion on whatever whatever opinion they want to have. I believe that. I think diversity of perspective is a good thing. It was fascinating to me, that he would draw that parallel, which I think is hard to argue with if you use logic. If you look at the way the conversation happens when it comes to the decision, two people get pregnant. The baby's in the woman's body, but it's the man's seed, and the baby's there. There are a lot of people who believe that the man should have no say in whether his child lives or dies. If the mother decides to kill the child, then she can do it. If the mother decides to let the child live, she can do it, and the man has to just kind of go along. Well, there are a lot of people who feel that men should have equal rights to women, that men should also have the right to be part of that decision. I know that if you're carrying my child, I'd like to be consulted or to be part of the discussion. Hey, brother, how you doing, man? Good to see you. All right, brother. Let's see. Oh, thank you, black man. Appreciate that. Sorry about that. Every now and then I run into people. I run into family members, and I love it. If you ever run into me on the street, please say hi, and I'll be happy to give you a hug. So, there are people who don't believe that men deserve that same right. They don't believe that men deserve the right to have any say in any of that. And that bothers me. It's always bothered me. I just don't talk about it much. But if you define parenthood, like if you define motherhood as giving birth, and you define fatherhood as planting the seed that creates another human being, then, that statement makes sense, right? And what it's basically saying is that, women don't want the government to tell them that they have to actually give birth, whereas they do believe the government has the right to tell fathers that that their seed has to actually live, that they actually have to have a baby because the seed is in a woman's womb. And I saw somebody who got really mad about the statement, and I think the statement makes people mad because it's hard to refute it because it's very logical. And she said that meme is dumb as hell, and that's usually a reaction people have. They can't argue why it's dumb. They'll just say that's just dumb. And the reason you're saying it's dumb is because you just don't agree with it and you can't find the logic to back up your argument. So that I ignore stuff like that is like, okay, that's just emotion. But I think she said that paying child support is not the same as being a father. And I said, well, who said anything about child support? I don't see the word child support anywhere in that meme. And so, but if you want to go further with that and talk about the fact that once a child is born, the child does require financial support. It costs $250,000 in America to raise a baby. Well, then, yeah, there is, a concept that people have discussed called financial abortions, where they've said, look, if the woman has the right to abort the baby or to not abort the baby, the father should have the right to abort his role in raising the baby financially. Either he can participate or not participate. Now, how do I feel about it personally? I think that, when we talk about the right to choose, the right to do what we want to do with our bodies, all of that stuff, I think that prevention is worth a pound to cure. For some of us, the way reproduction is designed, your right to choose ends when you choose to have sex, right? You get to choose if you're going to take that person home with you. You get to choose if you're going to get naked. You get to choose if you're going to let them inside your body or you're going to go inside their body. Then at that point, there's a different circumstance, right? If you aren't careful and there is a baby, and I'm not making fun of anybody who's in that position. There's a lot of people that have accidental pregnancies. I did, my mother did, it just happens, right? Then at that point, the argument that, it's my body, my choice, that argument doesn't have as much weight, because at that point, it's not just your body, right? It's somebody else's body. There's a person that's you're the host body, which makes you very important, but there's a person, that's there that's saying, hey, what about my body? I got, if the baby has a penis, women don't have penises, so it ain't just your body, it's his body too, right? Also, you have stakeholders in the process now. You have the man whose seed you're carrying. He owns that seed, like that is his child, right? So the ability for a person to make a unilateral decision, despite the fact that they have so many other people affected, the father's affected, and the child is affected, I'm not really sure how we can logically justify the idea that one person should be allowed to control the whole process. That's every bit as bad. I mean, people complain about patriarchy and men overriding everybody's decision and doing whatever they want to do and it ain't right. Well, that extreme matriarchy is a problem too, where you say, I know that there are 2 other people involved in this decision I'm going to make, but I get to make the decision by myself, and you have no right to, it's none of your damn business. I don't know if you guys saw the meme where it had, percentage of reasons why women get an abortion, and it said none of your business, none of your business, none of your business, none of your business, right? Well, if that's my child, then that is my business. If I am that child in your womb, then that is my business. My mother was 17 years old when she got pregnant with me, and she, she told me that there were a lot of people that suggested that she abort the baby, which that's all I was at the time. I was just the baby. I wasn't voice. I wasn't a person. And who knows, if she had aborted me, I guess I never would have known. I mean, if you kill somebody in their sleep, they don't know that they've been killed in some cases, I guess. And she says she thanks God that she didn't do it. She thanks God that it wasn't made easy and that there wasn't a clinic right on the corner giving away free abortions, because she would have probably been trapped in the moment. She would have allowed temporary circumstances to cause her to make long-term decisions. And so with that being said, I guess I'd have to say I'm more pro-choice in the sense that I've never felt the need to go in and tell somebody exactly what to do when it comes to their child. But I am a believer in personal responsibility, which means that you can't act like you got pregnant by yourself. When you chose to lay down with that person and make a baby, that's a choice for which you only should experience the consequences for that. You can't put that on society, put that on poverty, or say the man tricked me into having sex with him. He told me he was a nice man and he wasn't really nice, or whatever. Same thing is true with men. Same thing with guys. You get a woman pregnant, then at that point the equation becomes much more complicated. And I think the thing is that we want to keep the equation simple. We want to keep it simple, like hit it and quit it, do what you want, no responsibility, fuck whoever, and then just abort the baby if it's inconvenient for you. And that's just wrong. Like, we know that that's wrong. I mean, you're talking about another person. So I think when you talk about rights, I think DL's statement may piss people off because they're not used to men asking for equal rights to women. They're used to men sort of quietly sitting back and allowing the feminists to kind of run roughshod over everybody and fight so hard for their own rights that they trample on the rights of other people. So I say this again, point blank period. If the woman has the right to choose, why don't men also have the right to choose? But at the end of the day, if you choose sex, then I would say that there is an argument to say that you may want to also choose life. Not to tell anybody what to do, not to guilt trip people out of this, but when you choose sex, you are choosing life because you're rolling the dice, no matter how safe you think everything is. There's a million unwanted pregnancies, it seems like every year, and it is what it is, So again, the greatest time where you have the right to choose is when you're choosing who you sleep with. That's when the right to choose is yours and yours only. That's when your body is purely your body. There's nobody else involved. Nobody gets hurt. That's when the decision is most easily made. After that, it becomes complicated, and that's why you have the political fight. So anyway, I'm out of here. If you disagree, feel free to share your opinion in the comments. I won't have an issue with you if you disagree. Just be respectful. Don't be getting all into bashing people and all that stuff. I don't like that stuff on my channel. I think that we can disagree and state our points and back them with logic and not crap on each other. So I'm out of here. If you live in Philadelphia or near Philadelphia, You can get tickets to the seminar at drboysphiladelphia.com. That's drboysphiladelphia.com. Also, if you go to drboyseminars.com, I'm doing the same seminar, but I'm doing it online so that everybody can watch. So if you want to join us online, go to drboyseminars.com. If you want to join us in live and in person, go to drboysphiladelphia.com. I'm out of here. Hit the thumbs up button, share button, subscribe button. Don't forget we're on iTunes, and also so download us on iTunes. And that's it. I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care.